Welcome to the Branding Highway podcast, where local businesses meet the community and share their unique stories. Let's hit the road with your host and voice of the podcast, Mike Sedita.
Hello out there and welcome to the Branding Highway podcast. You are now entering the highway and we are here today with Ericka Joy. She is the studio manager and instructor for Yoga 6 out in Trinity. Ericka, how you doing today?
Mike, I am so great. Thank you for having me.
We are so great. We are so glad to have you on because for us, Yoga 6, I've worked with Yoga 6 in the past. I've been a member of Yoga 6 at periods in my life. Really love the whole platform that you guys have out there. And we really are looking forward to learning a little bit more about the studio out there in Trinity. And if I'm understanding correctly, you're located right across, aren't they building like a giant Ashley furniture, like right across the street from you?
Oh my goodness, they actually have. And we got all these brand new, lovely towers put up in front of us to support all the electricity and energy that this whole city block of an Ashley is consuming. So yeah, they're about to open.
You know, it's pretty crazy is I've been going out there since I started my publication out there in the summer of 2022. And over the past 3 years, I have just watched it. Like every trip out to Odessa, there is a new building pops up, a new restaurant pops up. And now it's like filling in all the blanks in between as you go out 54. And I mean, thankfully, the traffic's not good at all. I can't even try to lie and make it sound like it's decent.
Traffic's crazy. I actually looked up how many cars pass by in a 24-hour period. And if you can believe it, it's almost 1 million. Like, it's just insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's out there. So, you know, we're growing.
Hey, I mean, that's good for you guys. A lot of traffic. And that intersection where you are, right where, what is it, Trinity Boulevard kind of breaks off, you get a lot of traffic coming in and out through there. So that's great. So, I mean, Yoga 6 is a franchise. There's a bunch of Yoga 6s around. I know the one I previously went to was over in New Tampa. I know there's several. There's one out in Safety Harbor. They're all, I guess, individually owned and operated. But tell us a little bit about the location out there in Trinity.
Yep. So we are independent. Our owner, she just owns the one studio. She's an amazing woman, single mama. She's had the studio since June of 2021. So we're coming up on our 4-year anniversary. On June 6th. It's called Yoga 6 Day. So we're going to be celebrating lots of fun stuff, but it's really cool to see the growth. And I love that we're a part of the Starkey community. We're right in front of Starkey. So it's really nice. People ride their bikes here, super family. It's just a really nice environment. So how long, I mean, first off, how long you've been out there since you guys opened, or how long have you been out there with the team? I actually came from the New Tampa studio. So I was over in New Tampa, popped over to Trinity, and then I managed New Tampa. Then I came back over to Trinity. This has been my home studio for a while now, and I've been back here for almost 1.5 years. And then I took on the managerial role back in August.
And if I remember correct, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's different. The owner of the New Tampa studio, I think, lived down in Sarasota, or was down there.
He did. He owned that studio and St. Pete. He's since sold, and now actually a member of the New Tampa studio purchased it, and they're just doing incredible over there.
I'll tell you, I had a great instructor. I wish I could remember her name. I have such a bad back, and she was fantastic. I don't really remember. I think I had yogurt for breakfast this morning. I can't really remember beyond that. So you've been there for a while. Tell us a little bit about your journey. I mean, have you always been a yogi? How do you get into this line of fitness?
Good question. So I've always been a part-time yogi. I kind of dabbled in it for many years. I have a cheerleading and dancing background, and I took that love into teaching bar. So I started as a bar instructor, and then unfortunately the bar studio that I worked at, Bar 3 in Wesley Chapel, closed its doors. And then COVID happened. So I'm like, oh boy, what do I do? So I got my yoga training during COVID and then started teaching a sculpt class, which is with weights, maybe some bands, lots of fun, maybe add some sliders in. And I started teaching that and then grew my love of yoga and just transitioned into teaching yoga as well.
All right, so let's back up. So you got your start cheerleading. Tell us a little bit about your cheerleading background. You threw it out there, so now we got to go down that road a little bit.
So, wow. Yeah. So I danced in my younger years, realized that bodies are limited. That doesn't mean we can't do everything, but limitations sometimes prevent you from doing everything that you love. So I have some interesting hips. The way that I am built, my hips just don't open as they should for a dancer. So I took my dancing skills, moved it on to cheerleading, competed, doing that for a while, stopped that in high school, went to college, all the things, and then loved fitness. And so that's when I love dance. So that's when I got back into teaching bar after becoming a mama, and transitioned from the bar into yoga.
And the bar is kind of, it seems like it's a natural transition. Are you talking about just so I understand, because I'm not super educated on, but we're talking about the bar that I see like in Black Swan, that you like dance off of that bar. Like there's certain movements and stretches and holds and positions to kind of get a workout off of that.
Exactly. So it's the bar that goes around the room. You hold on to it, lots of tiny little micro movements. So you're getting a really good workout from that. Yeah.
Now, I will tell you, so when I lived in Atlanta, the gym that I went to at the time had a studio upstairs, and I had really bad back issues. And a friend of mine had said, look, why don't you try taking hot yoga? We don't call it Bikram yoga anymore because because of the stuff that went on with Bikram. But hot yoga was great. So I would train with weights, heavy, 3 days a week. And then I would do yoga 2 days a week. And at the time I had a spinal cord stimulator in my back from a motorcycle accident that was sending a signal to my back. The hot yoga got me so pliable and loose again that I stopped using the spinal cord stimulator.
That's amazing. That's a great testimony to hot yoga. So our studio is a heated and warm studio. So we offer the best of both worlds. And what that heat does is it helps your body to open up more quickly. So you're able to stretch a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
And flushing all those toxins out when you sweat. So it's great. We've actually just opened up. So Yoga 6, the 6 behind Yoga 6 means that we have 6 different class styles. We should be called Yoga 7 now because we're actually introducing a new modality. And that one is called mobility. So that's speaking of what you have coming from an injury. So we want to be mobile. We want to be pliable. We want to be flexible. So that's really cool. So that's getting in there. It's also in a warmer room. We're taking our signature hot sequence and we're also adding a warm sequence. So same sequence. We do have a hot sequence, kind of like the Bikram that you were talking about. That's our only sequence that is set. So now we're offering the hot and a warmer temperature. Great for newbies to come to, or just, we live in Florida. Sometimes you don't want that heat. You just want a warmer.
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story about taking hot yoga. When the very first time I really took it, I had an apartment in New York City. I was living in Hell's Kitchen and I was looking up, places to take hot yoga. And I went to this little studio. And when I tell you, Ericka, it was maybe 600 square foot studio. It was packed. I had never been to hot yoga before. And I was a little bit bashful, right? So I'm wearing like a pair of sweatpants and a t-shirt. And I got in there the first time. I mean, I wanted to tap out and die. It was so bad. And it was January and it was freezing outside. So I had to wear warm clothes to walk to the studio. And then I got there. By the second session, like I had little tiny shorts on, no shirt on. Like I'm never coming back and wearing clothes again because this was miserable. But that's how I was indoctrinated into hot yoga. It was trial by fire, literally.
Right. So surprise. So so we definitely love when people come in and they're not quite sure what to expect, but you get in there and you just have like the best sweat session of your life. It's like you're in a sauna, so you're getting that benefit too, which is really amazing. So go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so along those lines, like that was kind of like, I didn't know. I was uneducated on the process. You've been doing this for a long time. What is one of the biggest myths or misconceptions that you run into when someone comes in? Do they think it's going to be like Jane Fonda or like Olivia Newton-John, let's get physical? Or do they think it's going to be sleeping? Like, what's the main thing you're educating a newbie on?
So good question. So one of the things that we get is people think that they can't do it. It's not for them, which yoga is accessible to everybody, which is really cool. It doesn't matter what level of fitness you're at. It doesn't matter anything about you. Just come in and try. We have so many different classes that it fits the mold to meet you where you are. So one of our primary classes is a restorative practice called.
That's the one I would go to. That was after I would work out, that's what I needed. And it really was, it wasn't a lot of movement. It was a lot of holding and stuff. So it was good.
Yeah, so that helps to open up the major muscle groups of your body, such as your hips, your back, your shoulders. So, a lot of people on the computer all day long, not doing a lot of movement. So it's like, come in, move your body so you're able to open up and get some relief. And then I love at the end of every class, we have a quiet section called Shavasana. That gives your body time to rest and truly restore. So we shut off the lights, you have some light music playing, we get a cold lavender towel. It's so beautiful. You just sit there and you kind of let gravity just pull you down, and you truly get to, some people have a hard time shutting off their mind, so they might be fidgety, and that's okay. But it helps you to learn how to become into that meditative state, because throughout meditation, you can truly heal yourself mentally and physically.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to tell an embarrassing Shavasana story at Yoga 6. So normally I would try to get to Yoga 6 and get there a little early so I could get a spot in the back, because I'm about 6 foot, 230-pound guy. I'm big, I'm in like tights or whatever I'm wearing, shorts. And there's a bunch of these petite women in the room that are like flexible and they can bend their arm and head behind, they got all these moves, and I'm not that flexible. I can manage. And I always loved, my instructor would always say, this is your practice. How you do it, it's at your pace. So it kind of took the pressure off, which was great.
That is sorry to interrupt, but
no, go ahead.
As a teacher, when I see so many variations and so many people doing so many different things, because that's what it's about. It's about you and your practice. It's not about anybody else. I'm just there. The instructors are there to just guide you, and then you do you in there. So that's pretty cool.
So this one particular evening, and I would do it in the evening after I'd, work all day and try to go to like clear my mind before I could fall asleep. And I get there a little bit late. Now I'm in the very front of the room. It's packed. That studio in New Tampa. You walk in, I'm all the way to the mirror in the front of the room. We're doing Shavasana, and I fall asleep, and I farted and woke myself up. And I looked around like surprised. Like I woke myself up after I had fallen asleep. And I looked up at the instructor and like with sheepishly, I'm like, was that me? And she was trying not to laugh at me. But then I look in the mirror and I see everybody kind of chuckling. So in the middle of a Yoga 6 session from Shavasana, I was so relaxed.
It happens. And that's one of the cool things is like when you're doing those twists, you're actually getting all that stuff to move around, which is what you want. You want that stuff to be released. And hey, sometimes it happens, but is great to get the bowels moving for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those fun, interesting evenings leaving with all these women like chuckling and laughing. I'm like, all right, you got me. Ha ha ha. So with that being said, I mean, we talk about your work and what you do and what you enjoy when you're working. When you're not in studio, what kind of hobbies and activities do you do outside the studio? Do you like going to the beach? Do you like to skydive? Do you like to juggle flaming knives? What is your hobby?
Never have tried skydiving, although I would. Flaming knives, I don't think that's for me, but I love to hop on a paddleboard and go out to just a crystal clear river, go paddleboarding. Of course, love the beach, love live music and dancing. And then just anything with my kiddos. They're growing up so fast. So any moment that I can get to kind of capture that time with them, I will take it.
Okay, so how old are the kids, boys or girls?
So my son is 17, about to be 18. He's going into his senior year of high school. So this is the summer where we get to go tour colleges and all that fun stuff. And my daughter's 13, going into 8th grade.
And they get along good? Big brother is protective, or is big brother beat the crap out of her?
Yeah, he doesn't beat her up. He's like, nah, she's bothersome. Like, nah. So
in 5 more years, when all her girlfriends are coming over to the house, he'll probably have a lot more interest at that point. And then when you talk about music, live music, if we jumped in your car and you turned the radio on, what's coming on the radio? Are we listening to Shade 45? Is it 80s? What are we listening to?
Probably listening to a little Rufus Du Sol or some like those hip hop. He's like Tribe Called.
Okay, a little world tour, a little word tour, and a little scenario. That's Tribe Called Quest back in the day. All right, yeah, I'm kind of in right now. I've been in a little bit of a mix between. I mean, not even. I've been in a lot of yacht rock lately. I've been kind of in the yacht rock mode right now. So I'm going on vacation soon. So maybe I'm mentally preparing for that.
Far. Where are you
Just a quick little getaway to Cozumel. I mean, in Tampa with a cruise ship, you have limited options of where to go, but just to get away for a few days, heading out to. I'm actually leaving tomorrow to go, and this isn't going to air until probably a little behind I'll break down the fourth wall here like Deadpool. Probably not going to air until sometime next week. By the time I get back from this trip, I will be engaged. So my girlfriend doesn't know she's going to get a ring. You're hearing it first on this podcast. She's going to find out probably tomorrow. Well, not probably. She's going to find out, on the first night of the cruise when we get there. So,
oh, Mike, that's awesome news. Congrats.
Yeah. So it's funny. We were going to just go. It was her birthday, her 50th birthday. Her son just graduated high school. So it was going to be like me and her and her boys and her folks. And then she's like, well, it's my 50th. I'll just tell my girls and see if any of them want to come, not expecting any of them to come. And now 6 of her girlfriends are coming on this trip too. So in front of her friends and her family and everybody, and she embarrasses easy. I don't embarrass easy. So we'll see if the whole dining hall goes crazy. And then this is going to air. What's that?
That's so cool. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So it should be interesting. So it'll be good. So, all right. So paddle boarding. Oh, the other thing I wanted to ask you, are you not worried about like alligators?
No. You're in clear water. I like to go into clear water, and you can see them if they're coming along. You just stay away. They have no interest in us. I'm a native Floridian, so I'm so used to being around that. No.
My girlfriend says the same thing. She's a native Floridian. And then there was a whole thing about a woman. They bumped the alligator, an 11-foot alligator. The alligator flipped the boat, took her under, and now she's had no shot at getting me into that water.
Yeah, I hear that, but I think they were in like a foot of water.
Yeah.
You got to be smart about where you go. That's all. I'm sorry that happened to her, but
yeah, it was terrible. But it's kept me out of the water. Sharks and alligators. Let's go. She's like, let's go scuba diving. I'm like, I'm not going scuba diving. And then I'm like, you're tiny. A shark's not even going to want to eat you. I'm like a whole meal for a shark. They would go after me. I'm bigger.
Maybe in Cozumel because the water's clear down there. So give it a try. At least go snorkeling.
I was in South Africa once years ago, and the guy's like, hey, do you want to go swim with sharks? And I'm like, do I want to go swim with sharks? I want to drink a Cafe Americano on this cliff and look over Table Island. Table Mountain. I don't want to go into the water with sharks. I'm crazy.
That's funny.
So what I like to always ask people that are involved in business, because it really helps other business owners and people in management to kind of overcome. Has there been a time in your life, whether it was going through COVID or, the real estate crash or a time with your kids growing up and relational stuff, where you've experienced a hardship where you're saying to yourself, you know what, I just don't know if I'm going to make it through this. And then you kind of persevered to get to the other side and give like an example of that and how you overcame.
So there's been quite a few of those moments in my 48 years, but the thing that comes to the forefront of my mind would be when I went through a divorce, very amicable divorce, but I was a stay-at-home mom, and then you're like, oh, all of a sudden it's just me. What am I doing? So just navigating, finding that passion within, and that's when I kind of stepped up into the leadership role and got into management, and then just found a little piece of myself that I was missing. Didn't think that I could, and then perseverance kind of kicked in, and then I developed skills that I didn't think I had. And yeah, it's really nice, that growth path, because sometimes we get stagnant and we forget how freaking amazing we are and that we are truly capable. And yoga is actually a really good place to kind of remember that, because we're in the business of uplifting people and empowering people. We have a motto called calm mind, strong vibe. So we want to be able to allow you to just kind of chill out for a minute. Give yourself that time to fully focus on you and really find that strength within. So it just kind of came full circle to where I got into this industry and empowered myself, and through the amazing community that we've built here, feel empowered from all these other really cool people.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's like, I don't want to say I mean, it is. It's like complacency. You kind of get in a routine of what your life is or what you think it's going to be. And then someone throws a rock in the water and these ripples start to happen. And now you kind of have to ride the wave to figure out how you're going to get to shore. And, you know, the cool thing about it is, from that experience, whenever you go through the next trial or tribulation, you can draw from that experience. Like, I know for me, there was a period from in 2019 leading up to COVID, actually, like before COVID, leading up to COVID, where just the world was on fire. Like, there was just chaos. It was like a 45-day window of like just stuff being thrown at me left and right. And when I get in a mode now where stuff is kind of going that way, I just think to myself, like, I made it through that, which this seems really bad now, but I made it through that. And this is nothing even close to as bad as that is. So I know I'm going to get through this. It gives you that benchmark of success to know that you can persevere.
That's true. I love that. The benchmark of success. Yeah. And I mean, life is a roller coaster. We're up at the top, we're down at the bottom. It's that constant flow. And you just got to keep moving. You got to keep moving in your mental psyche, and you got to keep moving physically. And that's why I love to like welcome people here, because once we stop moving, whether it's in our mind or our body, we're on that ride down.
Yeah.
We want to keep moving, keep trying new things. And that's another thing. People come in, and maybe sometimes people call, but then they don't make that first step in, because it's scary. It's scary. Like, even going to a big box gym, you're like, oh, I don't know. I'm scared. I don't out of my comfort zone. But I would just encourage everybody to just try whatever you're interested in, whether it be yoga, paddleboarding, anything. Just try, take that first step, and you'll be surprised at the community of people that are there to uplift and help support and share their knowledge and want to see you succeed.
You know, it's funny you say that. It's one of the things that is a little bit scary for the future. And I mean, maybe not for you and I. We're in a generation of kind of that Gen X generation where you almost were like, you learned to swim by being thrown in the deep end of the pool and you just kind of figured it out, right? But one of the things that scares me, and seeing like kids, like my girlfriend's kids are 18 and 15, and they're great kids. But kids are so reliant, and there's community quite robust. And like you said it, like, all it takes is for you to walk in, like walking in Yoga 6. I just walked in the door and say, tell me a little bit about what you have going on. Once you break down that initial, just that breaking of the ice, the rest of it's easy, especially with you guys. And this is just kind of a plug for ease of use. Calendar is online, right? Like, I can go to the Yoga 6 app. I can go to the Yoga 6 website, find my studio, find my class schedule, book it, and reserve a spot in that studio. Like, it is really easy to use. I don't have to pick up the phone. I don't have to go, hey, Ericka, this is Mike. What availability do you have? What classes are coming up? Etc. It's super easy.
Right.
But nowadays, it's tough for people, younger adults, even 30s and under, to be like, they're kind of afraid of that. Like, they're afraid of that personal interaction, and it's a little scary.
It is. And then you think about, oh boy, like AI is coming on board. It's like, oh man, we're going to be replaced by some sort of artificial intelligence. Like, you guys, like, look up the sky. There's birds, there's clouds, there's the sun. It's gorgeous. Look down. There's all kinds of things that we need to be grateful for. So it's just pausing and taking a moment, putting the phone away, taking the earbuds out, and just being grateful that you're here.
In the moment.
To kind of live, you're here to have experiences. So yeah, I am a little bit fearful for this generation, but we need to just keep the hope alive and just allow them to understand that there's so much more than devices, right? Just get out, try something new, be active, come do a yoga class. And that's another thing. We welcome children, 13 years old and older, to come and try it. You can come with your parent, you can come with your friend, but come into the community, see all these different age groups that will support you and help you feel empowered. And we do lots of modifications here. So that just goes back to anybody can do yoga. Just because you might go into a hot yoga class and you're seeing somebody else do something, like get out of your head and just get into, okay, what can I do? Like,
Right.
we need to quit worrying about what we cannot do. What can we do? Okay, maybe we can sit in a child's pose today, and that's enough. I've had people come into class, literally lay there and sleep and snore.
I've done it. I've totally done it. Yeah.
How are you? Do it. If this is your place for refuge and you need to take a moment, take a beat, come here, relax, feel empowered, and join the community. We have just got it just gives me the chills, the most amazing people that come together and support and share their stories. And we are just all here to uplift each other and to help each other grow.
It's funny. So Yoga 6, where I was in New Tampa, it was right around the corner from my house. At the time when I was taking those yoga classes, when I was just doing Restore, I had both my parents were alive at the time and I was taking care of them. I was married to my ex-wife. We had 2 dogs. My house was chaos, like always chaos. I literally was paying for a subscription to go and some days just sleep in the studio where it was quiet and there was music and I could zone out. And like, it's funny. I mean, it's crazy. It's funny, but that's kind of what it was.
That you did that. And we're a full sensory experience. And what that means is as soon as you come in the door, you're going to see a warm, friendly smile. You're going to smell some delicious wild orange. It's like you're in an orchard. We've got some cool beats going. Once you get into the classroom, you're going to find your spot. You're going to hear some more awesome music. The lights change. So we have like a warm purple glow, a blue glow. And you're just going to feel the love. You get that cold lavender towel at the end. You're just going to feel fully supported in your little cocoon and just do what you can and have the best time.
So if there's one thing, I mean, there's a bunch of things. You just touched on a bunch of them right there. But if there's one thing you want people to know, they're listening to this, if they're out in West Pasco or they're looking for a new studio, they're looking to change things up, or they live in Starkey and they just want to find some like-minded people in the community, what's the one thing they need to know about Yoga 6 Trinity that you want to convey to them here?
Wow, there's so many things, but I think the most important thing, which I've touched on, is we are just a supportive community. I love what we're building here. We truly are building a safe space, a safe refuge for you to come in. Just take that first step. You know, I like hug strangers. I've cried with strangers that I don't even know because they get in here and like, it's going to make me cry. They're going, we're all going through something. We are all going through something. This one particular person was going through cancer and she needed a space to just detox and relax and build herself back up from what she went through. I didn't know her, but I felt her and we just sat there and hugged and we just had a moment to just feel supported, feel accepted, and just to feel loved and encouraged and to know that you can do this.
And if I want to sign up, I'm hearing this podcast and, I've driven past there 100 times and I want to sign up. What is the best way to get into the system, to reach out? Is it calling? Is it stopping by? Is it the website? What information can you give us?
So if you're listening to the Good Neighbor podcast, just refer the podcast and give us a shout on the phone or text at 727-674-1750. We've got a free class waiting for you. You can also hop online at yoga6.com/Trinity. And we just reach out to us via there. You can also find us on Instagram or Facebook at yoga6_Trinity. And just connect with us. We'll get you a free class. We'll have you come in, just give you a little studio tour and just, make you feel loved and supported.
So folks, if you're listening to this, watching it on YouTube, seeing it on Facebook or one of our posts or some of our social media, check out Yoga 6. They're easy to find. They're a franchise, but the location out in right where Trinity Boulevard breaks off. You can't miss it. There's a giant Ashley furniture being built across the street. Reach out, touch base with Ericka. Go check them out. 727-674-1750, Route 54 out in Pasco County, 54 West. Contact Ericka and get started on your yoga journey today. It is your practice. You don't need to keep up with the yoga chick next door to you that bends in 17 different directions. Just go and get started on your journey today. Ericka, thank you for taking a ride down the branding highway with us. You have an amazing afternoon.
Thank you, Mike. You too. I appreciate your time.
We hope you enjoyed your ride down the branding highway. This has been a 16W Media Group production. Don't forget to take the next exit at 16W. Visit 16wmediagroup.com. If you want to be part of the journey, reach out to info@16wmediagroup.com.